Hey guys, Doble here. So, with the Women's Gold Cup tournament coming to an end for Mexico and their women's national team after losing to Brazil, I did want to break down some of the positive things and some key things we learned about the Mexico women's national team moving forward. So, in my eyes, based on what I saw in the tournament, there are 6 key takeaways from this tournament for Mexico. The first key is at both the national team level and in the Liga MX Femenil, women's football in Mexico is not only growing, but it is becoming more competitive. And the game against the United States also showed that with the right players and strategy, they are capable of competing and winning against some of the best teams in the world. The second key takeaway is Mayra Pelayo. Mayra Pelayo is without a doubt a key player and should be in the starting 11 going forward. Her performance in this tournament showed she is one of the best forwards, if not the best that Mexico has. She played in all 5 games for Mexico in this tournament and scored 2 goals and had 1 assist. Her goal against the US is arguably the goal of the tournament. Her ability to score, contribute on offense, and dribble the ball well showed she's a very talented player who makes an impact on the field, and she's deserving of being a starter. The third key is Lisbeth Ovalle. Lisbeth Ovalle is arguably the best player on the Mexico women's team. She scored 5 goals and also had 2 assists in this tournament. To say she's an important player in Mexico's offense would be a complete understatement. She has solidified herself as a core part of the team that, without her, Mexico will struggle to succeed, as they won't be the same team without her. They just simply won't be the same team without her on the field, and her talent is a key component to Pedro Lopez's squad. Fourth, Pedro Lopez, in my eyes, is without a doubt the right coach to lead the Mexico women's national team in this cycle and potentially going forward even beyond this current cycle past 2027. After failed tenures under Roberto Medina and Monica Vergara, where Mexico failed to qualify for the 2019 and 2023 Women's World Cups, along with the 2020 and 2024 Olympic tournaments, Pedro Lopez was hired in September of 2022 after winning the Women's U20 World Cup with Spain to help rebuild the Mexico women's national team. And he's done just that. Under Lopez's tenure so far, Mexico won the Central American and Caribbean Games football tournament, the Pan American Games women's football tournament, a semifinal finish in this year's Women's Gold Cup, and up until this loss against Brazil, they went 22 games undefeated. They either tied or won. In just a year and a half, Mexico has had more success with Pedro Lopez as head coach than they did in the last 6 years before he became head coach. Entering the tournament, he was also very criticized for leaving Cervantes and Martinez off the roster, but with good coaching decisions and strategies, he proved us wrong and showed he knows what he's doing when creating his ideal Mexico roster as well. This leads into the 5th key takeaway for Mexico, and that's in terms of players to call up and players that should be on the roster in the future. With how well Mayra Pelayo and Lisbeth Ovalle played in this tournament, Licha Cervantes and Katie Martinez, come Mexico's next friendlies against Colombia and Australia, will, in my eyes, be on the hot seat. And that's assuming both get called up by Pedro Lopez. I can see Katie Martinez still having a place on the team, but being called up and now having not just compete, but have to earn a starting spot. She will have to take it away from Mayra Pelayo in my eyes. Licha Cervantes, on the other hand, is 30 years old and will be on the hot seat just to remain part of the national team moving forward. With younger players, such as Pelayo and Ovalle, and how talented they are with their ability to play well and contribute, Pedro Lopez might see Cervantes as a player of the past and stop calling her up should she not perform well enough. And then the last point, the women's team has grown because of the structure of the Liga MX Femenil, focusing on developing homegrown players, giving them playing time and limiting the number of foreigners in the league to do so. And those that are successful and get offers from other leagues to play there and grow, the Liga MX Femenil, they lets them go. The clubs let them go abroad and play in other leagues that are potentially stronger, because they know that they can replace those players with another homegrown player per the Liga MX Femenil's requirements, and it'll continue to grow the Liga MX Femenil as a whole by constantly having homegrown players and developing them. And it also helps develop the national team. And the Mexican Football Federation needs to do this, in my opinion, with the men's league as well, and really consider ways to do so. I think they do need to limit the number of foreign players so Mexican players can develop and get playing time in the Liga MX, which will help develop potential national team players who on the world stage can perform well, as well as in the club level, finally, be competitive in going to Europe and in other leagues abroad outside of the Liga MX. Which also means that the Liga MX and the Mexican Football Federation, they also need to make a transfer, cap limit, so Mexican clubs stop inflating the prices of players, and they let players go. They let them go and compete and develop in Europe. This is how Mexican football will grow stronger in the long run, in my eyes. And the Mexico women's national team in the CONCACAF Women's Gold Cup this month proved that. So it will be interesting to see what moves and adjustments the Mexican national team make in the future, especially with this new and improved women's team. And it'll be interesting to see what moves and plans the FMF, the Mexican Football Federation, make to, build up on the success. I can't wait for their next game versus Colombia. I do look forward to it. I think that's a game they can win, and that will be on April 6th. That is when the next friendlies for the Mexico women's national team come up. And of course, you got the CONCACAF Nations League Final 4 games coming up in a couple of weeks as well for the men's team. So we'll see what the FMF has learned and see if they can build up and continue having positive momentum. Like and subscribe. Put your thoughts in the comments below about how Mexican football is right now and what you think of both national teams. Put your thoughts in the comments. Like and subscribe. Help grow this passion project. And of course, Vamos México. Muchas gracias.